Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to our first episode, Just Don't Be an Artist podcast. How you feeling over there, brother? Before we even get started.
But before we get started, we're from the great state of Michigan.
This is true.
And the great city of Detroit.
100.
And our native peoples, we have a saying.
What up, though? Oh. Welcome. Man, how's it feel, man?
Feels good.
Feels real good.
Feels good.
We've been doing stuff for how long now? It's been years, bro.
Years, man. Years.
Just to bring up context, okay, we both are artists, 3D artists. Our backgrounds is in video game design, right? And we met each other at Human Ford Community College. Now they're Human Ford College. And how many years ago was that, man?
Man, that's been going on a decade.
Man.
See, we're cool now, but when I first met him, I did not like that guy.
Apparently
no,
so.
I did not like him. We just past ways. And
he thought I was mean, guys.
Yeah, because
you will later know that I'm not. He's the mean one.
Well, every time I saw you, you always had like a woman with you. You always had like two of them with you. You was like, had them like this. And I'm like, we like girls too.
That is not the truth.
Well, that is true. It's like, we like women too. We like girls too. But Leroy, Lee.
Too late now. But anyway.
But Lee, he just takes all the girls. But whatever.
I don't know about that, Captain. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I will have to say this is an amazing moment. We've been friends for such a long time, and now we got our own podcast. I think a lot of people that know us would expect this to happen, possibly, or wouldn't even expect this to happen, because we went to a particular college. We're not gonna say the name, and we was always like attached to the hip. So at the end of the day, it was one of those things where this was bound to happen, brother. It really was. It really, really was. So, talk about you a little bit. Your intro.
Intro?
Yeah, your intro.
My intro?
He's a character artist. He does a lot of things with characters.
Wow, that's weird. So just a little bit about myself. I actually got into art late in life. I was always an artist, but I got serious about it late in life. And when I originally wanted to do art, I had this notion I wanted to be this big time fine artist and do these big murals and battle scenes and be just like, the old masters. But I soon discovered I didn't like to draw. So
that's the hurtful part.
Yeah. It's a whole process in drawing. So I'll say, hey, and this was like 2011-ish. I kind of knew what Photoshop was, but I didn't. I heard this thing, Maya. I didn't know what it was. So I was like, oh, I can just cheat and do stuff in that and draw over it.
Right.
But the more and more I got into it, the more and more I went to the dark side and just got into 3D. And so back in the day, before I got into 3D, when I used to play video games, I didn't really play the video games. I just did like the character creator thing.
Right, okay.
So I just spent all my time doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I guess I was a
character
artist. Yeah, because that's
all I did. It wasn't the ladies.
It was the ladies. It was a guy. No. It was more like those old wrestling games. It was more guys on there. Like you can create the characters. I spent all my time doing that. Then once I created the character, I was like, I don't want to play this.
You don't want to play this?
Yeah, I just want to go back and create a character. So I guess that's subconsciously. Subconsciously. That's how I became character artist. Yeah.
What stuff are you doing right now currently as a professional 3D artist?
Oh, I'm just doing like lots and lots of freelance. Like people, they hit me up.
Right.
Some jobs, you sign NDA, so I can't talk about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like if they want their characters to come to life, or if they're doing Project X, I do those characters for them, and it's kind of stressful being a freelance
you're making that
artist.
money though. It is. I agree with you. It is pretty stressful. We both freelance and stuff like that. So, cause we work together anyways.
Yeah,
with stuff.
we work together on a lot of projects.
And it is pretty stressful. That's going to be a later podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So you'll be able to find out that. Yeah. But we'll get deeper into that. But
because most people think, oh, you're a freelance artist. You can just sit at home in your pajamas and get paid and do work. But it's a lot of emails and a lot of mental work and
A lot of emotions.
emotions, a lot of stuff for clients. Most of the clients are good.
Yeah.
I don't want to diss any of my
Yeah,
clients.
no.
98% of them are good, but it's
Yeah.
that 2%
Which
that,
we will talk about.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But what about you?
So with me, mine's in this extended story. I wasn't even gonna go into art at first. I actually was gonna go into. So I guess I first started here. I wanted to have a football career at one point in time.
Get out of here.
I mean, don't you see this gorgeousness?
How
I'm
tall
like
are you?
I'm 6'6" actually.
Get out of here. How long you been 6'6"?
I've been that's more recent. I've been 6'4". Well, it was like 6'4" in high school. About 6'4" in high
Wow.
school. But I actually was trying to have a football career, and the school I went to was Lathrop, Southfield Lathrop, and whatnot. It's about as much information I'm gonna give out on that. But I actually ended up blowing out my knee and stuff like that, and
Jeez.
yeah, I blew my knee out on some training and stuff like that, and it really, I was going to have a full ride scholarship, but because of that knee blowout, did not happen at all.
Jeez.
But it actually led me into wanting to do landscaping and greenhouse production at one point in time in high school. So it led me into that. But what turncoat me into really into video games is one video game, God of War. God of War. So check this out. So before we get into the whole why, probably quite sure people out there is going to ask me, well, why did you get into greenhouse and all this other stuff? I will talk about that later. But
This dude is a legit botanist too.
I
Don't let him fool
do
you.
botany. Yeah, I do that. I got some plants at the house and stuff like that.
You talk to Flowers about him, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes in depth about all the different flowers from Japan and all this stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
I do, but I love it. It's like a serenity. One thing that about me is I'm all about peace and serenity and stuff like that. So that's a big thing. So yeah, a lot of flowers, a lot of that. But God of War. Okay, when God of War first came out, it was huge. There was a point in God of War, I think it was being 1 and 2, where I think Kratos went down to Hades or whatever, and there was like these blades. There was a glitch. There was a glitch that literally had him. Here's the blades, and here's Kratos, and I only got to right here. And I don't know if it was just my game, but every time I got to right there, I just kept falling. I got so angry and so pissed off that I literally was like, F this, I can do a better dang on game. So that's how this started. Was me getting angry at a glitch of a game. And then from there, I started to do a lot more research, and I started to Final Fantasy was one of the biggest things for me too. And I love the environments. So over time, I started to look into doing environments, taking my skill set from doing, I used to say, botany and greenhouse, and applying it to agricultural science, applying it to doing video games. And now I'm technically, I am an environment artist. Video games, doing rocks, architecture, doing plant life and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what my background is. So it's funny because you do characters and I do the whole environments. So it's hilarious how we vibe off like that, because some of you even are projects. So, and currently I'm working professionally. I'm not going to say where I work at, but just know I work. But I'm freelancing. We freelance together because we have a actual company together.
We do?
As well. We do.
What's the name of the company?
The name of the company is Room 10 Studio. Wow. Let's speak on that for a second, because that also is absolutely amazing. So how do we come up with the name of Room 10?
So that's funny how we came up with that name. Said we met in college, and it was like, you introduced this awesome idea to me, which we'll talk about later. I was like, that's a good idea. So we was trying to come up with the
strippers.
Yeah, so we tried to come up with the name of the company, and so it's this company, and their name is The Third Floor. And how they came up with their name, they used to work for Lucasfilm film, and every time, you know, there was a problem, they'd be like, go to the third floor and they will solve it. So when the guy went and started his company, he was like, this called it the third floor. So I thought about it while we were at school. We used to always be in the basement in room 010 every Friday practicing. We ever came in the summer when nobody was there.
Yeah, it was hot, stinky,
it was
sweaty.
hot, no air conditioning. We used to come there to 010 just to practice and get better.
Yeah.
So I was like, we should call our company Room 10.
Yes.
And that's how we came up with that.
That's exactly what
it was more of us at the beginning, but we are the last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans. I think we're doing all right though. Now.
Yeah, we're doing better
Good now. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's true. Like if you start a company, you won't see. It takes a while and it takes dedication.
Yes, it does.
To see it through. Most people, you know, say, "Oh, well, this gotta happen in 4 months." Nah, man,
it's been like what
going on 3 years.
3 years? No, yeah, we started everything in 2018.
Yeah, 2018, 19, something like that, and we learned a lot. Through that, we learned a lot about business. We learned a lot about art. We learned a lot about the business of arts. Yeah, the contracts. So we learned a lot. And that's sometimes artists, you know, we're artists, we get it. You're so focused on the art, but you don't think about, you know, the business side, like writing stuff off, paying taxes.
Yes.
Net 10 contracts, net 30s.
Oh, we're going to have a segment on
net 45,
net 10s, ladies and gentlemen out there, net 30s and 90s. We're going to have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But, you know, that's a beautiful thing because that's kind of like from our experience from that. This is why we created this podcast.
Yeah.
So we can give this information back out to other artists and other inspiring artists.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But with Room 10, we took that idea from just sitting in that basement and we literally took that and we're doing 3D printing.
Yeah.
We do scanning. We do 3D art and 3D design.
Yeah.
We even have like other artists that we deal with that are friends and whoever that we actually help out.
Yeah.
Employ them. So like say for instance, you know, somebody wants to get some work done, they can literally come in and we can go and find an artist and actually help that person out and bring people together for that. We've done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
So it's this one idea turned into something incredible and phenomenal at this point.
Yeah, I would like to say that if you're in art school now, the person who will help you out the most will not be your teacher. It would be the person next to you who was in art school struggling with you. So if you're in art school, don't be a dick. Don't be an ass.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't be like that to your other, you know, students there, because that person will probably go work at Disney and a job would come up and he'd think about you. He's like, oh, nah, you know. Teddy was a jerk, so I'm not gonna give him this job. You know,
networking. 100%. 100%. That's actually, like I said, I'm not gonna say where I work at. However, I'm gonna say how I got my job was because of me being a decent person, because somebody looked out for me on another job to get the job that I am currently at now. And that is just a true testament. Make sure art students out there and just in general, make sure that you treat people correctly. Make sure that you really do that, because you never know who's going to look out for you. You never know who's going to be around the corner.
Yeah.
And I can say that 100% for me, that happened for me, and I am truly blessed. So that's 100% true.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick, please. Okay, put the slong up. Don't walk around with that.
If you take anything out this podcast, take that. Like, don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk. And with that being said as well, make sure you follow us on all social media accounts. Because right now, this right here is our YouTube, and this is Room 10 Network. So as us, this is only one of the few couple of things we have on our channel, and this is definitely the motivational, informational kind of thing. And starting with this podcast of Just Don't Be an Artist,
Yeah.
These are things that we're talking about. Starting a business. We're going to talk about real estate a little bit. We're going to talk about net tens and whatnot. Even some of the mental stuff that comes out when you leave out of college.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I want to touch on that. So when you're in art school, or I should say, when we went to art school, it was more for entertainment arts. I'm not sure what school you go to, what they call it, but if you're like learning 3D or animation, you're like in that entertainment art world. So when you graduate, and if you don't work at Disney, day one, most people get depressed. They're like, man, I've learned all this stuff, and Disney didn't hire me. The college won't let me back in campus to use their computers.
Right.
This, that,
They
that.
give you the gleam.
Yeah.
We got a few couple of gleams.
Yeah, we got some gleams, all that stuff. But you have to know that you have a valuable skill. And even if you do work at Disney, you know, like, start other streams of income. Like, don't just be
100%.
Yeah, don't just. This is nothing against Disney because I love Disney, but if you're not working at this big company, that don't mean it's over.
Yeah, doesn't mean that you failed. Doesn't mean anything. Like, one thing I want to say though, going back to the glares, shout out to the security. Okay, because security looked out for us even when they didn't really have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we might divulge what school we went to together, but we ain't gonna do that right now in this first episode. But shout out to security. Security did their thing. Okay, that's why, once again, be nice to everybody, because sometimes security will just be like, hey, it's y'all two, go ahead. You ain't worry about it.
Yeah, when we was in school, we were tight with security, and they was like, you know, those are mans and them.
Mans and them.
Yeah.
Papa Smurf. We'll talk about Papa Smurf later.
Other people had to show their ID and do this. It's like, oh, you guys, you good.
Yeah, you good.
Got sign papers. You good.
We know y'all.
We know you. Yeah.
But, you know, going back to what you were saying, like when you get out of school and you don't get that first job. I went through this, and you sit here and you feel like, oh, did I fail like this? No, you did not. Believe it or not, it's more common, even not just in art, but just all the way across the board. But don't give up. A lot of people do give up. They give up their art. They give up what they're really passionate about. Don't give up. Keep pushing yourself to find new ways to, like, learn and grow and stuff like that. And you never know what comes around the corner, because we're just huge advocates about art. Yeah. And especially in our community. That's something we're going to also talk about too, just being two black men in art as well. That's a huge thing. We'll get on that topic another time as well too. Yeah. We don't want to dump everything down on episode 1. This is just the cooler alert that we're going to heat up a little bit later.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So I just want to say that for sure, because it's such a passionate thing. And this is why we decided to do this with this podcast, because we got a lot of knowledge, and we're going to bring people as well that even have more knowledge than us, we hope, to come on down and to actually give more information.
Yeah, we got a lot of I guess interviews or whatever the word I'm looking for. We got a lot of those set up down the line where we're bringing people working in the industry, in various fields, you know, to talk to you guys, share how they got in there, the things they had to do, you know, just and they would tell you too, don't be a dick.
Yeah, do not be a dick. Okay,
that's
check the egos, people.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Do not be a dick.
Yeah.
Be nice and kind to everybody. The art community is so small. I've at work, everybody at work literally went to our school.
Yeah.
Every single one of them went to our school.
Yeah.
It is bananas.
Yeah.
And so, do not, and you never know who you are talking to. So just don't be a dick. Put the slong up, okay? Ladies, put the slong up, you know? Yeah. Don't anybody. Just don't be a dick. Make sure that you're nice and kind, because literally you just don't know who's going to be where and who's going to do what.
Yeah.
So, and that's definitely for sure. But, you know, I'm super happy and I'm super proud of us, man.
Yeah, you brought out, you know, the community we came from, you know, because you can't tell we're black. Last time I checked.
We're chocolate, sir.
Yeah, they're chocolate.
Milky chocolate.
Yeah, and, you know, it's not too many, you know, black people doing what we do.
Yes.
So with a lot of freelance work and a lot of work we do, we're introducing like Hollywood style stuff and Hollywood and video games, stuff that's done in the industry. We're introducing that to people who wouldn't have access to this stuff or couldn't afford this stuff, and it's a good thing.
Yes.
So and that's rolling back to what I meant about if you don't work at Disney once you graduate high school, you have this wonderful skill and you can still apply it to other ways in life.
Yes.
And you end up being more happy. You probably make more money.
Yeah, honestly, just doing that, I can see that, because it's like, and I just want to say this back, with that too, man. Like, us working together doing that kind of stuff, the amount of people eyes light up when you start explaining them about what scanning is and what 3D printing is, and they just what?
What is scanning?
What is scanning?
Yeah, scanning. So if you guys don't know, it's this thing called digital doubles. Everybody saw like an Avengers movie or whatever, and you see Robert Downey Jr. flying in an Iron Man suit. So what they do is they take like 500 pictures of him and they compile it into a 3D model, and they can put his face on other 3D models, and they can 3D print his face and put him on toys and all this other stuff. So this is this is part of the services that we offer to people. Yeah. And that's not widely available to the general public. Or they would pay like, thousands of dollars. Yeah. And we only charge you like hundreds. We don't charge you thousands.
And that's something that we were so happy about, to bring that to people, to sit down and be able to scan you and like your grandmother, your dog, your cat, even in like your costumes and stuff like that. For all my cosplayer people out there, make sure that you check out Room 10 Studios on Instagram and also on Facebook, and also our website at room10studio.com. Because if you're a cosplayer, we can scan you and turn you into a statue. What?
Get out of here.
What?
You scan people and turn them into statues.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're able to do. We're going to bring a few couple of them up here, as far as like a few couple of statues and stuff like that. We might even bring a few couple of cosplayers up here to talk about the experience. And they're artists too, because the cosplay community is huge. Yeah. And they make a lot of their own costumes, if you did not know that. So hopefully this podcast is intended to not only just reach the artists, but also bring light to what art and everything else is as well too. We're not going to just be talking about 3D art. We're going to talk about a lot of different type of art. Yeah. So, and different businesses as well. And going back to the fact of using our skill set and creating this type of company and creating this thing, that's the golden ticket. Don't lock yourself in a box. Yeah. Don't lock yourself in a box. You have a skill, you have an ability, you have a gift. Yeah. Don't lock yourself in the box. You can do so much.
Yeah. And this is just, again, like I said, this is just like episode 0 of our podcast. And we just, telling you what we're about. So coming up in future episodes, by the time you guys see this, there should be like a few tutorials up. Yeah. And we're going to go more in depth into like 3D printing, scanning. You guys can get to come to cons with us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about them
animation. It's we got a lot of stuff planned, but right now we're in the beginning stages, and all you people here now, we appreciate you, and we hope.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we hope you bring more people in and get on this ride with us, and
come on and learn something.
Yeah, but before we continue, you know who's awesome?
Who's awesome?
We have this mutual uncle. We just call him Uncle.
Our sponsor.
Yeah, our sponsor is Uncle.
Yeah, it's our
sponsor. The guy is like 6'8". He's like ripped.
He's ripped. He's 6'8". He's ripped. Yeah. And he has a hoverboard.
He has a hoverboard.
Yes. Actually, you know what? No, he does. Well, he does have a hoverboard, but he got a badass Cadillac. That motherfucker. First off, it floats. I just want to put that out there. It floats. It doesn't even drive. It just floats. Yeah. So,
well, we bring up Uncle because he's just like this man of many talents. Yes. And if you ever need some video audio, whatever work done
There we
should come
go.
to us. It's this man. He's the
Let us
man from
know.
Uncle.
There,
The
let
man
us
from
know.
Uncle.
Let us
He
know.
will hook you up.
Let us know.
Yeah.
All
So
this stuff like that be in the description below.
yeah, we're
Is
gonna
that a
drop
bar?
all
Oh,
that.
bar.
You know, drop all that. So if you in this area, I'm not sure if Uncle is remote. Will Uncle come to California or Mississippi or Atlanta?
If someone pays him enough money to get out of bed and be like, "I'm coming to California, motherfucker," then
Yeah,
I
he
guess he
would.
probably
Yeah, he
would.
would. Yeah. But Uncle is great. So y'all,
Yeah.
this he's a big reason we're able to do this.
Yes.
You know.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Blessings
Shout out to
him,
Uncle.
straight up.
Hand clap for Uncle.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hand clap.
Yeah. We really appreciate that, and
Yes,
that's
we
like
do.
you know, we met him
Yes.
through a mutual person we knew at art school. Once again,
Exactly.
that connection.
Don't be a
Yeah,
dick.
don't be a dick, man. You meet so many cool people,
Yes,
and
you
you know,
do.
meet so many connections. Like 90% of our business connections I've been through
People we knew.
New Art School, man.
Exactly. And also too with this podcast, it just means a whole lot. But we're gonna have fun too, because me and him, we got a different camaraderie. We're gonna crack a lot of jokes. We're gonna have story time where it's gonna be where we're gonna talk about some really wild stuff. So it's not just gonna be just all like super serious art stuff all the time. We're actually gonna have some fun up on here too as well and whatnot. 'Cause I think one of our things that we like to talk about is the fact that when we was in the past, how we would be. And whatnot, like
Yeah.
like we was living in what 18 England. What
Well,
is it?
yeah. Well, I think how we brought it. We were talking one day. It was like
Yeah.
hygiene is different now
You know,
than it
back
was
then.
like 200,
couldn't
300 years ago. So if you were like, we time traveled back to 1700 France or 1600 France, it would probably stink.
You
Not
see
stink.
my face right now. I'm
It would
already
stink.
annoyed.
Yeah. It's like rats running in the streets everywhere.
Just imagine a big,
crap.
thick, strong rat with a do-rag.
Yeah.
Sitting there
He's
chilling.
throwing gang signs at you like, what up, though?
Motherfucker just eating cheese. It's like,
Yeah.
what up, though?
So how would you react to that smell, and how would they react to you with your modern day cologne on and you
They
smell?
probably think we stink.
Yeah, they'll think we stink and we'll think they stink. And it'll be like, woo.
Don't they used to wash their clothes and pee?
The Romans did that.
Oh, the
so
Romans
yeah,
did
the
that. Okay,
Romans,
so,
that was like
you know.
2,000 some years ago. So, there wasn't bleaching anything. That was a whole industry.
That's disgusting. Just imagine you go downstairs and you're just like, hey, I'm going to just go take a piss in this stone, whatever, and I'm going to throw the clothes in there. And
No, it's worse
like,
than that. Then piss was probably more valuable than gold. People have pee businesses where people would pee in the bucket, go bring it to the laundry guy, and they'll put it in there. He had workers put the clothes in there and stomp them out and get your clothes clean. Yeah, that's what the pee was for, because pee has this.
Why are we still alive?
I don't
That's
know.
a very. I'm trying to figure out. I was
survival
messed up.
of the fittest. We just humans did a lot of stuff.
That's in certain areas. I just want to say they never did that in Egypt.
That I'm not sure. I don't know, but I know the Romans. They Pompeii, when they found Pompeii, they found one of the laundry things in there, and it was like that's how they cleaned their clothes through urine.
It messed me up. I think it was like, what was one of those? It wasn't 300, but it was one of the shows. Long story short, had to do with Greece, Roman, and whatever. But they used to have like the toilet thing in the middle where everybody used to go and take a crap right in front of everybody. Just imagine the fact that you had to go and take a crap right in front of everybody.
Nah.
And just in front of, and just look, howdy neighbor, hand me that leaf over there. Like, I'm like, that ain't even cool. Somebody got the BGs like a mug, and you got to sit next to that bad boy. Man, could you just imagine? Got your little
imagine the
flip-flop.
smell in the summertime. It's like no air circulating. It's
everything hot.
Yeah, it's hot,
burning.
Yeah,
sweaty. Just folks stank. It's just hot.
I mean, they built. I mean, later on they did build these great irrigation systems. Mm-hmm. But it's not like it was. Stuff still stunk.
I mean, first off, you sit next to. You got somebody who's a high caliber Roman, whatever, or Greek. And then you got somebody who's like just a poor whatever person. And one of them had a bad chicken. and you gotta sit right next to that person. It's
Yeah.
one thing like nowadays you in the stall and you can be like, oh my goodness, but you right next to that person and he's just
Yeah.
chilling or she just chilling looking at you. That's foul.
Yeah.
The whole thought pattern is just not right. Came a long ways though.
Yeah, we came a long way with hygiene and just
Yeah.
cleaning stuff, but if you were around 500 years ago, things would be different, and maybe your nose would be more,
Reinforced?
reinforced to certain smells and,
Nah. But see, those are the type of stories we're gonna end up having on here. We have a lot of dialogue about those type of different stories.
yeah. So
And
we'll talk about other stuff. It won't just be art, 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 art. This is how you draw a line. This is how you do this. We just here to like, talk with you guys.
entertain you guys.
Yeah,
At the same
entertain you
time,
guys.
so. And to give you guys, more importantly, knowledge.
Yeah.
And give you knowledge and more understanding and more into our world as 3D artists, because I think everybody is aware of an artist, but 3D artists is not, even to today, is not something that's so widely.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, you're a graphic designer.
Yeah.
No, I am not a graphic designer.
Or the thing with, oh, can you design a tattoo for me? Or
That's
can you
so
tattoo me? I'm like, do you really want me to tattoo you, bro?
Just take out the tattoo gun and just go put a straight line through that bad boy. Like, oh, I wanted a dragon. I gave you a dragon as a line.
Yeah.
Right smack there right on the ass.
But you brought the thing about 3D artists. Even like, you may be a person thinking about going to art school. You might be a person thinking about getting into this. And I don't think it's been really explained like what 3D artists do. It's like a pipeline. It's like people do different things. There are people, like I'm a character artist. He's an environment artist. There are people who animate. Then there are people who rig.
Yes.
Then there are people who just do simulations and blow stuff up.
Yes.
Then there are people who just texture. Then there are people who write out complicated scripts to make what we do easier.
Yes.
Then it's programmers. Then it's actually hair artists. It's simulation art. It's a pipeline.
There's rock artists.
Yeah,
that is a very important job.
Yes, it's a rock artist. So it's a.
We actually know somebody who's actually a rock artist.
We know a rock. I heard he runs the studio he's at, but that's another story.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna bring him on here. He's gonna tell you how he runs the studio.
He is a legend in the game. So we're gonna start this off like, he's a legend in the game.
Yeah, we know a lot of legends.
Yeah, he's a man. Colonel Matt.
Colonel Matt.
Shout
out to Colonel Matt.
Shout out to Colonel Matt.
He's an admiral now, isn't he?
He's Admiral Matt.
Yeah.
He's Admiral Matt. I can't wait for him to come up on here because he got to tell you his war stories. He got to tell you his lean. The lean we got to talk about.
We got to talk about
his lean.
The Admiral Matt lean. Yes.
And whatnot.
And we really do got to get him on the show.
We do, though. I think Colonel Matt.
He's a legit war hero who became an artist.
Yeah.
He got such an amazing story. He's an amazing person, too.
He is. He really is. He does. And
it's like a naval hero. Wow.
He is a naval hero.
I heard he had this tattoo on his chest. It's just like the Navy.
Almighty Navy.
Yeah, and the American flag. He's just like, wow.
And did you hear? You do know he didn't get it like regularly tattooed. He got it from a Buddhist monk.
Wow. I heard they just had like a straight knife and they put some ink on it. It was like
the Buddhist monk did that.
Yeah, he took it. He was like, I'm a war hero. So yeah.
No anything, no pills, no nothing. He just took it. He just smiled the whole way.
Yeah.
But no, those is just.
But that's his story to tell. So once you get him on here, he'll tell you his story about how he's a war hero.
Pretty much. Yeah. But we got a lot of artists that we're gonna have come on the show, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna ask questions. Want to get the different perspectives. Okay, we're talking about 3D artists, illustrators, just regular designers that we know, and people that's already in the industry as well, and just have them have amazing conversations with you guys and bring knowledge to everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this podcast of Just Don't Be an Artist podcast is absolutely going to be incredible. And I'm excited for this journey.
Yeah. Like I said, this is episode 0. It's our ghost episode. We just, laying out what we're doing.
We're not going to be too long, right?
Yeah. We're not going to be too long, but we're going to have more episodes up, and we take you guys' feedback too. So whenever view this, because you know how YouTube is, or
Mm-hmm.
wherever you viewing this on, leave a comment.
Mm-hmm.
We read it. If you have suggestions,
Yeah.
we'll
And if
take
you
it.
feel like you can bring something and you want to phone in, don't be scared. Let's go ahead and make it happen. You can make a comment. You can send an email out to us as well from the Room
Yeah.
10 Network off of YouTube, or you can go to our website at room10studio.com and you can shout out to that, or you can go to our Instagram page and you can do that as well there. Shout out DM and, tell us a little bit about your story. And if we see that we know the story is amazing, we'll bring you on to the show to Skype on in and we'll talk and get it popping. So
Yeah.
we want to hear everybody's different story, because this is just information that's going to go out here for everybody who wants to be an artist. So, like I said, Just Don't Be an Artist podcast. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Episode 0. We were where you guys were at.
0.
Everybody got to start somewhere. So,
Yes.
this is for you guys. But, like I said, going forward, we have more in-depth stuff.
Yes.
But, this is what we got for now. So, you got anything to add?
No. I just want to add that we're going to have to bring in a big red chicken one day.
Maybe so. I just want to add, shout out to the world's greatest producer, Uncle.
Yes.
The man from Uncle.
Yes. The man from Uncle.
Yeah. One day, with the support of viewers like you, if we blow up, we will pay Uncle in gold bars.
Gold bars.
Like, those gold, solid gold bars.
We will have merch. There will be merch.
Will it be solid gold bars?
Not yet. But it will be merch. We will have some merch eventually. So, once again, thank you guys so much. Please like, follow, share. Share to your heart's content.
Yes.
Please. But whoever came through, thank you so much. We bless you guys so much.
All right. Peace.
Peace from the Middle East.